Hello, this is The Way of Fairness. My name is Stephen Childs, and I'm making this video hoping that it will bring about unity in the world and convince people to stop doing each other wrong. I was thinking not too long ago how the most valuable thing to me in the whole world would be to be granted actual justice for all the wrongs that I've experienced. Martin Luther said that justice is grace, and I understand it that way. However, I'm not a Christian, and I don't think we're justified through Christ because I think Christ is imaginary. So what is Christ a symbol, a metaphor for? Well, it's truth. It's the way. It saves us from what we need to be saved from, etc. So I'm realizing the similarities with the real world and religious mythologies. The Old Testament says, in the beginning was the Word. And to me, it always seemed like this is not that old of a writing. And then there's some other writings in it that seem old. But I had heard recently that is the sound, is the word that creates the universe. AUM. And I just double checked it with my smartphone, and that's what it says in so many words. So is the word that in the beginning. It's the same thing. So they had obviously, if I'm right, it's obvious that somebody had learned that about the word and rewrote it into what became the modern Old Testament Torah, I guess it's called. The Jews call it the Torah, and there's some variations, and there's like war god. They have a war god, and then most of the tribes have had a war god, and they're all symbol. And the human sacrifice is all common and worldwide. And it's like bribing the gods, so that they'll do what we want them to. And where I'm at with this is my own personal experiences years ago, after practicing meditation and prayer and wanting to know the truth, and I got into this spiritual battle. And my battle has been against people that are in religions that are not true. They're mythology, and they're trying to claim that this mythology has power over me. No, I have power over the mythology. It's not actual. It's just a myth. It's a story. I don't think there was an actual Jesus. There's not enough evidence to prove to me or to make me think beyond a reasonable doubt that there was ever such a thing, ever such a person as Jesus. So it's imaginary to me. It's mythology. And I love mythology. It directs you toward inner truth. And it's not just religious myths that are wonderful. We have all kinds of stories, fairy tales, stories that have been passed on, like the feather from the breast of the firebird from Russia. I really love that story. Having said that, I was told that I have the power to kill with my mind in a dream. And I was in this big fight with people that were doing evil to me. And I was told that if I could use my mind and break that guy's back that was doing evil against me. And so I was doing it. I was actually feeling it happen through my connection with this higher power. And then I was awakened from a sound sleep thinking about that dream. But I just was told this afternoon that that guy actually did get his back broken at that time. And they didn't let me know that it had actually happened. So I was just wondering where to go to try to stay happy enough to not slip into suicidal depression. I have to really struggle to not get depressed because it gets really bad really fast. And then it's like hard to stay here. And it's like I don't have a plan. And in the past I was close to it when I was really suffering from my surgery. And I actually told my daughter I'm thinking about it, and she cried, and it's like, I can't do it. So I realized, I approached it in a logical fashion, and I realized it was not a rational thing to do. It was not a good idea at all. And having said that, I've got that far along that path. There's so many people, lots of people are killing themselves. It's one of the most common causes of death. Why are people so suicidal? Well, they're hopeless. It's when I'm hopeless. I don't have any hope for the future. I would rather not live. But I'm still alive. And so then I'm like, how do I stop this? It's the unfairness is what I've realized in my struggle to understand. People are doing us wrong, and we have no way to stop them. And people become suicidal. There's no hope for the future. There's no way to stop them. They terrorize us with fear. They stalk us. It's like a network. A network that's trying to stay in control, and they're directed by a group of extraterrestrials that are desperately trying to stay in control of us. I was told in a dream. And all this is in the process of working out some way. I think it's all going to work out okay in the end. So it doesn't matter what you do. I don't think you go to hell for killing yourself. Or for not killing yourself. I think what you will be condemned for is not helping us stop unfairness in the world. That's what I condemn people for, judge them as wrong. And condemn can mean up to and including like a death sentence on someone. And like I said, I was told that I have the power to kill with my mind. And today I was hearing telepathically somebody might murder, and it might be me. See, this is the paranoia game. And the benefit of this is I'm getting past all of my fears, and I don't buy into any fear anymore. Years ago I learned a method of thinking of fear, and it's fear knocks on the door, faith opens the door, and there isn't anyone there. So I struggled with faith because I'm an atheist, so now I decided, well, I'm a faith-based atheist. Because faith is like hope, and it doesn't require evidence. So I don't have to have any evidence that their God's imaginary. I have faith that it's imaginary. I have faith that there's no Jesus. And I know that's disturbing to some people. See, the religions say that there's this all-powerful God, and for these religions to have humans on the planet that are atheists, they really have a problem with atheists. So the Bible just really disrespects us horribly. And all of the claims made about atheists in the Bible are not true. I don't appreciate it. It's slander. It's defamation of character. They need to be sued in a court of law. If the court system was justice like Martin Luther's talked about, well, he's on the side of Jesus. Although he was not on the side of the Catholic religion. And I'm not going to shut up. It's my turn to talk. This is my video. And you don't have to listen. You can change channels. Now, if you're stuck in my head and you can't get out, I don't envy you. I feel sorry for you. If you're telepathically hearing me and you don't like what you're hearing, I feel sorry for you. Let me remind you, I was told I have the power to kill. I am not going to do you wrong. And if you do me wrong, I'm going to pray for your death. That's the way it is. Whether you like it or not, that's how it is. You don't decide what I do. I decide what I do. I don't decide what you do. You decide what you do. So, there's people that in my audience that know I'm not talking at them. I'm talking at the others that are in our world that need to hear what I just said. And they won't hear it because they won't give them this message. They protect them from the truth so they can keep feeding them bullshit. And they're eating it up like ice cream. When it's actually a bunch of crap. So I heard this idea that it's hard to separate the bullshit from the ice cream, true from false. I heard that the war is the truth versus the lie. And so I go to this store that they sold ice cream. They stopped. So they were making jokes about the ice cream this morning. This is so strange. And ice cream comes from cows. And so does cow poop. See what I mean? So, there's like a minimal amount of how much fecal matter can be in milk and in food from insects and so forth. How much trash can be in the food by regulation by the government. Now, Ronald Reagan, he can be damned because we need regulations to keep us safe from people that don't give a damn about us. They're condemned. They need to care about everyone. They need to learn that they need to care about everyone, because if they don't, they're going to get punished. So then, if this sounds severe, and some people don't like, my friends don't like me talking about fairness and punishment, and they're kind of like they don't know which side of the fence they're on, whether they're with the lie side or the truth side. And it's all good, so it's fine. I have friends that we can argue. So I came up with the 1-minute method of argument. It's on the website, and I get my minute, you can't interrupt. Then it's your turn, you get your minute, I can't interrupt. That's basically it. Then we can go from there to make it apply to groups, conversations, and so forth. So it works. I've tried it. It works really well. So back to I can kill with my mind. I'm at the store with the ice cream that they're not going to sell the ice cream. And I'm wishing everyone well. I'm hoping the owners of the store and all the people involved with the store and all the people and all the minds in the universe will benefit from what I'm saying in a positive way. There's a big rock on the turn in. And somebody didn't see the rock. And this was happening, I was in the store getting confused in my mind from other people's minds that can kill with their mind. Imagine that. So there's like a big spiritual war going on. And I can't even see where the water is because my vision, it's hid, it's cloaked. And it's like, I parked my car, I drove in a different entrance. And I got my mind blocked because I was so distracted from this powerful stuff going on. And I'm trying to process it. So I pushed all the worldly memories, events to the side so I could focus all my energy in processing this incredibly powerful stuff that's going on, spiritual stuff, mind power stuff. And I could not even look at where I was at. I just left and I went for a walk. And I tried my best to not think about the parking lot, the store, anything that happened in the day. I went into meditation and I just allowed the memories to come without anybody involved, and the memories came back. I remembered where the entrance I went in, and I didn't remember the exact aisle I'd parked on because I'm busy processing this stuff. So we can't... Actually, there's a problem when you start trying to walk and chew gum at the same time if it's the wrong time to... People don't even want to eat bubble gum anymore because there's such unfair magic on the gum. And it probably originates from people making fun of policemen with the gum, calling them gumshoes, and, disrespecting policemen. So the idea is we need to respect everyone and not do anyone wrong. So that's why I'm making the video. And that's why I'm telling you about, they told me I have the power to kill with my mind. Sometimes people deserve to be killed. Do you think that? Let's talk about this. Okay, so I'm in the store having a cup of coffee. And I'm thinking about the holodeck stuff, the simulation where you see people that they look differently. And it was happening. And I'm not saying any more details because we need to keep it secret. As long as they're fair, nobody needs to know that that wasn't that person, that was somebody else, and some of us know. It's secret. That's a lot of fun. And as long as we're not harming people with our fun, then what's wrong with fun? So are you doing someone wrong? Don't do anyone wrong. See, we're talking about powers that you could just do all kinds of criminal behavior with. Being hidden, cloaked, look like someone else. Imagine, you could look like somebody else you don't like and murder somebody, and they go to prison for the murder and it wasn't even them. Very evil possibilities with power. So, the finger was being pointed toward Judas, and I don't think there's any Judas either. But there's powers behind the storyline. There's a network of Jesus people, and there's a network of Judas people. So it's like there's a network of God people and a network of Satan people. And there was a person that was not afraid of anything either, like me. And there was an mental interaction going on, and then it's like, I'm thinking, you're doing me wrong, I'm praying for your death. That was thoughts only, toward communicate, as if we're communicating telepathically. I assume that maybe it's happening, possibly. Or there's something in the universe that knows about all this thoughts that we're having. That's as close as I can get to what's actually going on. It's like prayer is telepathic. We think that God can hear our prayers. There was another older fellow doing some stuff, and he was also mentally connected to the goings on and just keeping silent, minding his own business. And when I said the thought that I'm praying for your death, then I got the thought that it was him empowering the other person to harm me. And this man that was old, I thought he was going to die. Really. And I realized, he's going through the experience I had yesterday when I thought I was going to die. I had something going on. I have this energy that's just dreadful. I had a pituitary surgery, so my endocrine system goes out of balance. And sometimes I try clenching my muscles, a meditation technique, and then relax. And I can see that's what he was doing, the same meditation that I did yesterday. So I'm thinking thoughts toward him, just relax, nobody around here is going to bother you. If you need help, I got my phone right here, I'll call for help. And I'm not going to make a scene. Nobody needs to know that you're having a problem. This is what I'm thinking toward the old man. And he got joy went into him. I could see. And it's like understanding happened. And I knew it was because they had connected me and him. And so nobody died. It turned out to be a positive thing. So, it's been a struggle to get past fear. So it's like there's a story in Buddhism where if your ego attachment is still going on, the form of Buddha shows up and it's scary, it's a monster. And if your ego attachment is gone, it's a wondrous being that shows up. So it's the same being that's the monster and the glorious one. And another thing I want to talk about for a minute is the witchcraft, Wicca, any kind of magic that's not from the Bible. See, the miracles of the Bible is just a form of magic. Magic coming from prayer to God, Jesus or Yahweh or whoever, Allah. It's magic. To me, it's all magic. I had a dream that my friend got lost in the world of magic. And so I've been told about this. I'm being taught about it. A long time ago, there was some teenagers that were using a Ouija board, and 3 of the 4 of them died suicides. And they had the initials RC, and there was Royal Crown Cola back then. So who's the king? Is it God or is it Satan, you know? And I was listening to a song, I think it was Bob Marley, that I hadn't heard before. And it's a song, a tribute to Martin Luther King. And they're calling him the king, they're calling him the prince, they're putting him in the role of being Jesus, you see, in the song. I don't know why there's this issue about chocolate milk. I don't know what it would be. Well, I was talking with a woman on the internet long ago, and she said this spirit from her boyfriend from oral sex, that substance had taken possession of her to control. And so I'm like, well, stop, don't do that. Spit it out, you know. So I'm like, is there something to it? I went through this battle. It was like they were trying to take over, but they couldn't take over me. So I was given a dream experience to validate that this can really happen. Whether it's, I think it's more given experience, more like the holodeck thing. So for some reason, there's beings that can do this with us, the higher beings, ET or whatever, they're teaching us whatever they want to teach us. It's like we don't decide what they want us to learn. They just teach us what they want us to learn. I think that we're going to really learn fast from them once we stop our tribal warfare. So I'm thinking that Jesus, he's not coming back in person until we get all these tribal wars stopped. He doesn't want to even come to this planet if we don't have our shit together enough to stop fighting each other. So there you go. Have a great day. I love you.